everybody, welcome to September. So if you head to my website or if you're on my email, then you will get an email today that tells you what my free gifts with purchase are. So every month I have different levels. There's always 2 actual products that you can get, one at a lower amount of purchase, and then you get both of them when you purchase higher. And then I also have my VIP video club. So if you spend $50 in September, then not only do you get the thank you gifts, but you'll get the links to 2 private videos that only y'all in the that are my customers get to see. And at $50, you get the supplies to make the first project. And then if you spend $250, you get the supplies to make both projects. So I have 2 that go out. If you spend $5, then you get to see the videos. So those are in addition to my regular thank you gifts. So I'm actually right in the middle of doing all of the VIP videos for August. It always takes me a second to remember what month it is. Then we also have 1 month left of celebration. So in this catalog, if you don't have it yet, then let me know right away. We will be on vacation. All of next week we'll be down in Florida. So if you need it, then I need to get it to you soon, because by the time we get back, September will be halfway over. So there's this: every $50 or $100 you spend, you get to pick something out of here for free. And then in addition, if you would like to join my team, then you get all of my online classes for free. It's $99. You pick 125 of whatever you want. There's just tax, no shipping. And then in addition, while this catalog is good, you can pick one of these bundles that are out of this catalog completely free to add in your kit. So again, gonna be leaving Labor Day. So let me know before that if you have any questions. Then the mini catalog goes through the end of December. Be happy to send you that if you don't have one. And if you don't have the annual catalog, I know a couple of people recently have sent all of them because they don't have any. So if you're new to Stampin' Up! And you want them, let me know. I'd be happy to get one in the mail for you. So the set I'm going to use is out of the holiday catalog. I've had a couple of requests. I showed you my giant stack of stamps that I have not even stamped one thing with yet. And I have my penguin class, I have the blackberry class, I have my VIP videos, and I'm trying to get a bunch of videos done before we go on vacation. But I think this was the #1 request, and it's reflected in nature. It doesn't have any dies. It's just a old-fashioned, just some stamps and some words stamp set, and it is red rubber. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to be honest, I did like 4 cards before I finally got to the one I liked, but I do like this one a lot. So you can see I'm going to use my Stamparatus, and it's because one of the techniques I tried to do, I didn't like it so much. So it's still stuck on here, so I'm going to go with it. The stamp's really detailed. I'm going to put some shimmer white cardstock in here. I'm just going to lay it here first. I know this line right here was my up line. And then I've trimmed it a little bit smaller. So you just lay it in here. I have a little bit of adhesive because it's a big stamp. So there's really not a whole lot of room for that magnet. So if you just take your Seal Plus and stick it there, it will hold this on here nicely. So make sure that's centered. That's good. I started with Memento. I tried it with Night of Navy, and that looked beautiful if you didn't want to add any color, but I really wanted to add a little bit of color. So now I'm at Basic Gray. I have several cards in the trash. One of them's a full-on card, and I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it, and I would have filmed it, except I wanted to make it shiny, and I ruined it. So maybe I'll show it to you. You'll have to hang around to the very end of the video, and it literally is in the trash, so I'll have to go fetch it out. So the other reason that you can do it on your Stamparatus, one, it takes one of our, not the largest block, but the second largest of the squares. So if you don't have that, you can put it on here. But it's a very detailed stamp, and this just ensures that you get it all. And then if you miss, see right here, that doesn't look great because it's kind of welled up on there. So I'll just add some more ink and I'll do it again. And so you can get it a little bit darker. And with this one, I liked having the top up here as opposed to the reflection. I stamped that part twice. It just made this top part be a little bit darker, and you can do that because it's in the Stamparatus. So put that on here, and now this top part's going to be darker, and the water part will be a little bit lighter. So see, now we have this nice and dark, and this kind of fades in, which is what would happen if it was water. Then I just pulled out one of the sentiments, This one says each day is a new adventure, so it makes a perfect birthday card, congratulations card, graduation. Those college halfway year graduations will be coming up soon. And I'm just gonna stamp it right down here at the bottom. So now we have that. And then I'm going to take one of my favorite coloring mediums, which is our watercolor pencils. I have both sets, so they're in here. Actually, I think I have more than one set. And I keep them in here because I keep them with my blender pens and with Wink of Stella, because those are ways that you can color. For this one, I did try coloring and it was too much. So you do need to make sure that they're really sharpened. So make sure they're nice and sharpened. So I'm going to start with my Night of Navy. And where there's water, I'm just going to use this long tip right here, and I'm just going to add just a highlight of blue. So when I did it, I did do a summer one, or a fall one, I guess. I colored it fall, and it looked really pretty, but it lost a lot of the detail. What's beautiful about this stamp set is all this fun detail. So see, because I'm going sideways, I'm not going to blend it with anything. We're just going to let the color be. So I want to get enough on there that you can see it and kind of blend those lines in. And then I'm going to take, let's go see what color. Let's go with Espresso. And see, I have nice sharp lines because I am just going to draw right over the top of these tree trunks. And I don't want it to be too much. If you chose markers, it would be way too much. If you chose blends, it'd still be kind of a lot, because it's the stamp, while very detailed, it's kind of a blended detail. So you don't want to lose all of that definition that the stamp gives you by coloring stark colors over the top. So that just gives it some hint of espresso. And then right here where this is a little bit of dirt on the side of the lake, just get that. Again, you can see I'm just giving it very, very muted color. And then whenever we have a house, I do like for it to look like someone is home. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of the yellow inside the windows so it looks like the lights are on. And then again, if that was reflecting into the lake, it wouldn't so much at night catch the colors, but it would get that light. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of yellow there. And then for my cabin, this is why you need it super sharp. And this one I have dulled because I've done so many of these cards. And this is, I only have one to show for it. I'm gonna sharpen my Cajun. I want I started to say the castle, that house to really stand out. So I'm gonna make it this little bit of Cajun first because it's a brighter color. If you just do it espresso or gray, then it won't stand out quite as much. This just gives it a little bit of brightness. And you want to make sure that you don't cover up the snow because there's snow all over this cabin. You do have your white pencil. If you cover it up, then you can go back and add some. Because like there's snow on this banister right here, and it's really tempting to color that in, but I'm not going to. Get that bottom part of the roof. Because if you do too much of the espresso, then it just looks like the trees and it doesn't stand out as much. But that Cajun just brightens it up. So I got that. And then I'm going to take my basic gray and kind of do the house itself. And then this time I'm not going to do the door or the little fence that's up above on the second floor. That way some of this will be a little bit of a different color. And the areas are just so teensy tiny that I can press kind of hard. And it just blends those together. So that's all the coloring we want. Like I said, I did try several other variations. Get this picked up. See the Seal Plus holds that on there really well. And then when you're done with it, you just take something and just wipe it off. So now I'm gonna reverse the colors that I have on my original card. So the back is going to be espresso, and then this is gray granite. My other card, so we can see which ones we like best. So if you make it, you can do it the way you like it the best. They're just reversed. So I'm gonna take my Seal Plus and put this here. So now it's lined up like that. And then I'm gonna take our timber embossing folder, which is out of the cabin set, and bundle in the holiday catalog. You put this in here. You can see this didn't stamp great, so I left myself enough room if it messed up all the way that you could fix it. But I don't mind on rustic looking cards like this that sometimes it looks like the words have gotten worn off. It doesn't have to be perfect to me. If you want it to be perfect, you can. It's perfect on my other one. Sometimes, you know, when I'm stamping for you all and my angle's not great, it's not perfect, but it just looks a little rustic. Looks like it's a little worn. So I just put both of those through at the same time, and then it gives us that fun timber pattern. And I did do it upside down. I didn't want the pieces of the lake to be sticking out. So this way it gives it the pattern, but it goes under. So I just used my folder upside down. Now I went back and forth on ribbon. I put some twine on one, but it really needed, I didn't want it to look, I wanted it to be a tiny bit fancy. So this is our gray granite shimmer ribbon. And I really liked the way that looked. So just put a little bit here. I'm not going to tie a bow because obviously this would be a great masculine card. And I'm not a huge fan of putting big bows, especially with some shimmer ribbon. And this has just such a subtle hint of shimmer that it just kind of adds to the reflection of the lake. So no bow. This is a super quick card. And you could easily, it doesn't have a Christmas saying in it. It has a little eagle that I also tried to use and then didn't because there wasn't any place really to put it on this card. But you could put a Christmas saying on here and make masculine Christmas cards. Or if you have a lake house, I'm sure there's plenty of you that when you see this, you're like, oh, that looks like someplace that you might have or someplace that your family's been. That would be kind of fun for a memorable Christmas card. And then just put this on here. And we are done. So I will take some close-up pictures on my blog and put them so you can kind of see the detail because I know it's hard to see on the video. So here's granite and espresso, and then here's espresso and then granite. I don't know. I think I like it this way. I think it kind of pops the house out a little bit more. I thought maybe it might pop it out more that way. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think if you saw that one first, you'd be like, oh, I like that. And if you see that one, you'd be like, oh, that one's good too. But this, I think it does pop the cabin out a little bit more than that one. So there's those. Now you must see my mistakes. I pull my trash can over here. And they're funky because I tried, like I stamped it and then I tried to stamp it again to switch colors because sometimes when I'm practicing, I'm trying to get the overall look of it as opposed to the definition. So I stamped it once. So this is my version of trying to do a fall one. Did it with Memento and I used my blender pens, but it just lost all the definition. So then I thought, well, maybe if I used a different color, so that's why it looks like it's kind of like you're in a funny house or something because it is stamped twice. Now this one I stamped in Night of Navy. I do not hate it, but it made the snow, see it has that blue tinge. Again, don't hate it because if you're fortunate like I am and you've ever walked out on a snowy midnight night when it's all still and serene, it does have that blue cast to it. So I didn't hate it. But I also tried to use the blender pen and then it really smeared it. So don't do the blender pen if you use a dark color like Night of Navy. So then you can see here, I thought, well, it might look cool if I added a reflection to the water. But because this had Night of Navy and the watercolor pencils, it made it really super blue. So I thought, well, I'll use a fine touch. And here's one that was almost finished. And again, don't hate it, but it's going back into the trash. Because I thought my glue was gone, it wasn't coming out, and it's the fine tip glue. So I took the lid off and I gently tilted it over and it spilled on my whole card. So I think that you could do this if you want to, but don't use it on a darker color because you can see between the watercolor pencil and then both that and the navy ink, they smeared with that. So while it does have a fun look, it smeared off the edges, so it ruined the edges of my card. I do like this, but this card's just a total waste. So there you go. You would be able to get some really good results with the fall one, and I'm telling you this because we're getting ready to go on vacation, and I don't know that I'll get back to this right away. I love this, so I was pleased with this once I just added the tad bit of color. So there you go. Remember to check out my website. Make sure you're on my email list, and you can join that by going to my website, and then you'll know what my thank you gifts are for September. I would tell you, but I haven't chosen them yet. So when I'm filming this, it's still August. Everybody have a great day, and I will catch you back here later. Bye.